I'll never forget my first time. I talked about it in my Hall of Fame speech, and I wasn't lying at all, man. He didn't look real to me.
You know, you want to be fast like I said, and you want to shoot like Bird, you know, rebound like Barkley, pass like Magic, be dominant like Shaq. But man, I wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean? Like,
And you and Garnett served Michael Jordan, though.
Oh, okay. Onyx, okay. I see him. Your man prepped
something
him.
happened.
Your man prepped him.
I wanna hear
Okay.
about
So
that.
you and KG served Mike?
I would get my 20s, 24s, 25s,
Yeah.
29 on Mike. Mike
Yeah.
don't get his 30, 32, 35. You make him have 40. He never got 40 on me, but he did get 35.
Yeah.
That's money. You know, I try to keep him down to 25, 26, his average. Anything over that,
Okay.
you know, right? So what happened was, we're in Chicago, and I had played against Mike 3 times head up. So KG had never seen me play against Mike.
Yeah.
So we're in the game, and I got about 24 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Mike got about 18, 19.
Okay.
So I'm quiet. I always stay quiet when I play Mike. I didn't talk too much. I
Yeah.
mean, if he talked to me, I was going to talk back, but he never talked crazy to me. We just played. But I never talked crazy to him at all, right?
Yeah, yeah. You knew better.
So we come out of the fourth quarter, KG like, man, keep going at his ass.
Just, I'm on, y'all. I can't even explain it. I was just like, yo, keep killing that nigga, yo. Killing that nigga. Boning him, yo, straight up. You have a good game, Joe. Keep going. But it was on some, like, just fly by. Like, he was like, yeah, you too. So as I'm walking off,
I was quiet. I'm looking at him like, chill. Because Mike was literally right there.
And
Him
KG
Scotty.
was hype. Like
And
KG's
he's super hype.
Yes.
You know,
loud.
I'm super hype, so we vibe, right? But I'm like, chill. He's like, man, he looked at me like, man, he can't guard you. Keep going at him. I'm like, man, chill. He's like, what? I was like, he's standing right here, buddy. And KG was like, I don't care. Keep going at him.
Wow,
Too strong for this dude, man. Too
Wow.
strong for him. I was like, wow. So Mike looked at KG, looked at me, looked at KG. I was like, Mike, he don't know the rules of the game, man. He's just a young puppy. You know what I mean?
so I hear JR go, yo, all right, yo, fella, keep going, yeah, you too. So he's trying to get me off and over. I don't even, you know, now that I recall it, he was trying to kind of just
you
get
off
off
a
and
little
over.
bit.
So he go, so I double back, go, and get ready to say something. So he go, hey, look, Mike, he don't really know how I see him and Mike having a conversation. So he's like, he don't really know he excited, whatever. So now MJ on the back leg joint, you know. He's
leaning on you.
Is
Is that right?
Okay, yeah, huh? Nigga right here. Mike can hear me, but I don't really give a fuck. So I'm like, so I double back like, yeah, keep killing that nigga, yo. You killing that motherfucker. So as I say that, I feel it. Hands on hips, legs locked. Then look, the nigga stabbed me for about 15 seconds. You feel that? So I start to feel it. There's 2 ways you can go in this. I can walk this off out like I don't even feel it and play it off and dummy out. Fuck that. Now I'm in here, I got turn this motherfucker. So I'm on.
Okay, he talking? You know what I mean? I said, man, he don't know the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And Mike looked at him again like, okay. Looked at me like, okay. I said, what you looking at me like that for, right? Went to the fourth quarter, man. That man got about 17 quick. Mad, looking at KG, looking at me, looking at KG.
Motivate him.
I said, look, I got to guard that man. Not you. You know what I mean? Mind you, KG was having a great game on Scotty. KG had about 30, I had about 28.
Yeah.
I mean, we was getting it.
It's amazing.
But KG didn't understand that we don't talk to Mike like that.
I can't even really describe the next like 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all. In this next 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all, we get 2, not 1, 2 10-second calls. You know, when you bring the ball up, you got to get across half court. 2 10-second calls. We down 25 now. It was just at 2. Mike had 18. He had like 40 now. JR, myself, we ain't scored in like about 4 minutes. And I subbed like 3 of the starters. Like, it's just, finally, flip, it got bad quick, yo. I come to the joint, and they know this. When you come and you've been on the run, when you not got back on the floor, got back, had to rebound, and you feel like you on defense all the time, you come to the bench like this. So I was like, JR, Man, my bad. My bad, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He like, it's cool, man. I told you, just shut your ass up, man. You're not fucking. So you got in between the Gatorade there where you like, damn, and next thing you know, we over there like this. And Mike came down. Okay, young fella. Okay, damn, young fella. Damn, y'all done? Damn, young fella. Never talk shit to Mike ever again in life.
Yeah, I was. He's the only.
Sink that shot.
He's the only man that had me terrified on the court. Because I went from high school admiring him to college admiring him, and then he's right there in front of you. And all the shit you see on your poster, like he's doing it in real life. Like he came by me so fast one time, I was like, oh shit. Mike, yeah, I was terrified. But once I regained my nerves, I had to get into karate mode. Because in all the karate movies, the teacher must someday beat the master to become the master. And I won a lot of bets when I asked people who's the last guy to beat Michael Jordan in the playoff situation.
That a boy.
Yes, so,
That a boy.
I mean, but he's the greatest.
Hey, Mike, one time we played Michael Shannon, he's like, yeah, after the game, man, I got the Ferrari. I said, oh, I can't wait to see him. He goes, yeah, he just got out his deal with Chevrolet so he can drive the Ferrari now in town. And we beat him, and I'm like, he what happened? Man, I ain't hanging out with you. You know, so I always looked at it that I was going to work, and after, you know, I didn't live and die. I didn't live with it that way. But I love Chicago. It was one of my favorite. It was my favorite parts of my career.
Who's the hardest to defend?
Mike and Kobe.
You was in college when Mike was in college. Did you see that? Did you see Michael Jordan, the Mike Jordan in college, becoming the Michael, the MJ, the era, the logo? Did you see him becoming that in the NBA?
No. And I had a guy I grew up with in Kenny Smith.
Right.
Played on that North Carolina team. We played him in Madison Square Garden. And they talking about Michael Jordan, he's special and he's this, and we played him. I mean, he was very good.
Right.
He was very, very good.
Right.
But if you ask me that I think that guy would wind up being
that guy,
no, and who could?
Right.
But my goodness, he's a different animal. He is an absolute different animal, and a guy that, and you look at on another note, you look at all the greats, whether it be singing, acting, boxing, basketball, football, whatever. I think we sometimes take people like that for granted. And we don't show them the love that they deserve until they take their last breath, they close their last eye. And we should acknowledge just exactly what he's meant and put us all in position to be successful as basketball players, as human beings, and should be celebrated more.
Walk me through the trash talking episode between you and Michael Jordan. It looked very intense, and I'm about to shut up.
Well, you know what? During the time when I was in the NBA, he was the man. You know what I'm saying? So my mentality was always to take the tougher guy. Even growing up in the streets of Oakland, when I go to neighborhoods, I want to play the best player because I'm going to talk the most trash. So Michael was always a pleasure for me to guard. Everybody say, was he the toughest? No, I don't think he was the toughest. He was the funnest for me to guard because what I was trying to do is I was trying to prove to them people that I can D somebody up great as a great scorer and then go back at him because a lot of people are scared of him.
Right.
And when you're scared of somebody, it's never going to work. So when you make somebody understand that you're not scared of them and they're a premier player and you go back at them, it's going to put them on their toes and say, okay, this dude ain't scared.
Right.
He's got offensive skills too, and he go back. And he ran his mouth a lot like I did.
Right.
And I wasn't backing down and he wasn't backing down, and that's why it was so fun. It was competitive. And we can say anything to each other during that time. We can talk about anybody's parents, anything, and wouldn't take it personal.
Mike talked to him?
Yeah, he did.
All right. As far as just the overall game of basketball, I know you're not a big NBA fan, but LeBron James, is he the best guy you've ever seen?
No. The best guy that ever played the game is Michael Jordan. Don't even think about anybody else.
Not even close?
Not even close.
Why is that?
Because he was just better than anybody. He was smarter. He was tougher. He won more. Although there are two things about when you talk about players. You talk about the best player and you talk about the most valuable player. without any thought that the best player was Michael Jordan. The most valuable player was Bill Russell, because nobody in any sport won what Bill Russell did with the Celtics. And the smartest man in basketball ever was Red Auerbach, because he was able to do things that other people would never have thought of. And we mentioned three people here, and you asked me about what I got out of basketball. Well, first of all, having Michael play on our Olympic team was great, and I thoroughly enjoyed having the opportunity to work with him on a team. And then the same thing would be true in a lot of other circumstances with coaches or people or whomever. And I feel the same way about Bill Russell, what he did for basketball. And as I said, I got to know Red Auerbach and became very close to Red. So basketball has been very, very big for me in terms of allowing me to do things that I like to do, and what I got out of it, and the people that I met from it are like treasures that you very seldom run across.
What is it about Michael Jordan that stood out to you as different?
I think it's the combination of everything. The unquestioned excellence, the objective greatness, but then the fact that he was so beautiful to watch. Magnetism and presence and star power. Michael Jordan had that to an 11 on a 10 scale. And even though people will mutter forever about Jerry Krause breaking up this team, I think it actually enhances Jordan's mystique and legend, because we never saw him lose. The Wizards don't count. That's less than a footnote. He walks away on top. If he had come back, eventually they would have lost at some point. And the last image would have been him walking off the court in defeat. Now the last image is the greatest closing act in the history of American sports, at least the sports that I have followed. Ted Williams hit a home run in his last time at bat, but it wasn't in the World Series, wasn't even on national television. 10,000 people on a dark, dank day at Fenway Park. Everybody saw this. This is still the highest rated game in NBA history. I don't know what more you could ask of somebody.
Well, it's not all good memories, that's for sure. Losing to Michael, especially in '93, was pretty tough to take. I had a rough few nights of sleep after that Paxson shot. But, playing against Michael was also a dream come true. He was the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. And it was a joy playing against him. And even back then, it was something you really wanted to look forward to, because you knew you were getting the best every night. He obviously became such a great player, and I played against him in the finals later in the 90s after that 63-point game in '86. I think we played him again in '87 and beat him again with the Celtics team. But he certainly became a better player, and he certainly had a better team around him. But you could tell in 1986 that he was going to be an unbelievable player, the best player in the league potentially going forward. So I don't think that surprised anybody, but it's just amazing how Michael just became who he was, not just as a player, but an endorser, carrying the league on his back, with great players still in the game. Bird still playing and Magic still playing. I mean, everybody was looking toward Michael, and he was the most popular player in the world, most popular person in the world. And it was fun. I got to know Michael off the court and playing golf with him. That was always a blast, because, it's always fun playing golf with rich guys who think they're unbeatable.
I had the fortune to play against Michael Jordan in his last All-Star game when he was a Wizard. And Mariah Carey sang and all these different things. She was wearing the Wizard's dress and everything like that. But I got a chance to spend time with Michael Jordan, and we played one-on-one. You know how you're before the layup line and different things like that. And I always knew Michael Jordan was great, but when I chatted with him and he was able to break down my game analytically, Jamal, you like to go left 80% of the time, pull up with the right hand and different things like that. But then he gave me a solution. Go right 2 or 3 times in the game, and then gave me a story. He said, Dr. J and Larry Bird passed something down to me to play the game within the game. And I said, well, what are you referencing? He was like, well, in the game sometimes, I'm not just going to score, it's how I'm going to score. So Jamal, if you go right 2 or 3 times in the game and you make a pull-up jump shot or right-hand layup or whatever it is, you're balancing out your game, you're keeping the defense off balance. And this man went through every all-star and chatted about what their strengths and weaknesses off the top of his head. And I sat there and I was like, I thought I knew a lot about basketball, but he's on a different level. From how he looks at it, scouts it, observes it, implements it. And that, I want to say probably 6 or 7 games after the All-Star break, I implemented that, scored 50 on the Memphis Grizzlies, just by turning the other way. And he was like, and when we saw him again playing the Wizards, and I think he had 40 or something, and I had 39. And he was like, damn, I gave you some stuff to think about and you implemented. I was like, yeah, I really appreciate it. But just his insight and knowledge of the game. I see LeBron in that same regard of being able to pass along information and being a student of it, but also being able to communicate it, and teach it to others and just not preach it, if that makes sense. So Michael Jordan to me is always going to be one of my favorites.
LeBron era isn't over yet. So let me ask you this. How does he compare to your former teammate, Michael Jordan?
Let's see. That's been a big debate for a while now, huh?
No question.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18? Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. And people don't realize when Michael Jordan was playing, I think the first 8, 9 years, he was barely making $3 million. Compared to these guys making $40 million. Wow. No one even knew that. And then when he asked for $30 million for Chicago for the first championship, I mean the fourth championship, he got that. 35 the second year, I guess another 35. I think he wanted 50 in the next year. We were gonna go for 4, but a lot of things went on. But as far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played with Kobe, Magic, Kareem. But Michael's right there. I don't know why you guys discussed the GOAT.
So when you start going off on Michael, does he say anything?
Actually, that game, and I'd forgotten about it. Somebody showed a video of it not long ago because it was like 20 years, I guess, after the fact, and it showed. You know, you couldn't let Michael dunk it. It was sort of a rule. If he dunked it, crowd's going to get into it. His teammates get into it.
Wait, so that was team-wide that everybody knew. If Mike goes up, you foul him.
Yeah, you got to foul him. But, preferably before he gets off the ground, not to hurt him. And he made a move baseline, and I was a help defender running through the lane with my back, and I turned and saw him coming. And I sort of launched into him just to get him before he got off the ground. I don't think we had the same agent forever. Michael called me to go to Carolina in 1984.
Oh, he recruited you?
Yeah. So I'd known him forever, but I think he didn't see who got him. He did, and he turned around to say something, and we kind of got nose to nose. There was no anything really said worth anything. I think I said something like, I can't just let you dunk it. And so, but it looked like yeah. And so everybody's like, you were talking so much noise to Jordan. I was like, no, I was not doing that. Michael and Scotty and Dennis and those guys came down to South Beach the night before. And we're like, it's a night off. But as Jimmy Lynam always used to say to us, you let a guy get going in this league and you got a problem. And I got it going one night and we got lucky. Played him a few weeks later at home. And again, Michael and I are buddies. We same agent. Ball goes up and we're around the jump circle and bang, right to my chest. Right to my chest. And I went, all right, great. Let's do it. I mean, that's the mindset you have to have. But right then and there, I knew I was not having 39 again. I think I went 4 for 14 for 14 points or something. Yeah.
To this day, until I saw what was the Last Dance, I did not know Nick Anderson said
he wasn't the same.
45 is not 23. Oh Lord, I would have said, man, y'all, you don't shut the fuck up. What is you doing? You don't get this man no feel. What did you do? So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. I said, so game
all that
2.
Time you never knew that?
Never knew it. Never knew it. Because I was newcomer still.
Yeah.
So game 2, never forget. I say, I was always a Michael Jordan fan. Game 2, he comes out, keeps his top on, got his pants off, shorts on, and then they do the announcement.
Took that shit out, had that 23 on.
They did the announcement. He said, "Wearing number 45, Michael Jordan." Yeah, the crowd go crazy. You know, we at home, but it sounded like we in Chicago because of him. So he kept his top on. Boy, both teams broke out of the huddles. Coming to the court, that Butler took out that damn thing. I saw 2-3. I said, oh Lord, we in trouble. Superman's in the building, back cat, whatever you want to call him, Jesus. We in trouble tonight. So they end up winning game. They won game 2.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I saw that 2-3. I was like, ooh.
Like time about this. Oh shit.
I don't know. I just know I was excited. I don't know what they were saying.
I'm ready to watch this shit.
Because I was sitting there like, I ain't got to guard him. Like, y'all got to guard him. Good luck.
I'm about to see some shit.
Remember Bernie Mac saying, you're doing a good job. Keep up the good luck. Good luck. So they end up beating us.
Yeah.
So the rest of the time, this was the crazy part. Every time he wore that number, they got fined $200,000.
Yeah.
And he's making that every time he played. Anyway, ching ching, that jump man was making that money anyway. He got that. So we beat him in, I think, game 3, or they beat us. I'm not for sure, but we ended up winning 4-2 on that court. Man, they played us that was Shaq last time in Orlando. They played us, they swept us. But I never forget this, and you can go back and look at the stat sheet. And they was fucking with Horace Grant. Horace couldn't do nothing, put his head down and just laugh. It was on the free throw line right in front of us. Jordan, Scotty was talking shit. Boy, Jordan had 2 free throws at the end of the game. He hit the first one and missed the second one on purpose. And we was like, what the fuck you doing, you know? Somebody said, look at the scoreboard. He left 45 on the scoreboard. You know Jordan petty and I love him.
But the thing that I always remembered from him, and that he always encouraged me, and I'm sure others, is to never, ever lose your confidence. He had just an awful game versus the Washington Bullets. And I think he missed like 18, 19 shots in a row. I was just so impressed with his confidence, Jimmy, that he didn't hesitate. When like Jimmy,
the 20th shot came around, he was
and Jimmy, you know how it is. You miss 5 in a row. You like, man, I gotta get to the free throw line. I gotta take a good shot.
Right.
Okay, the confidence that this man had, Jimmy, was beyond. Okay, and you know how it is, Jimmy. You try to maintain whether you had a good game, bad game, whatever. But this particular game, after the game, he wasn't happy at all. And he was, normally he's bubbly, he's playing cards, he's this, whatever. He's being MJ. But this night, he was just sitting in the back. So I thought, hey, let me just go check on this guy. And I just said, hey, man, how you doing? You all right? You good? Just checking on you. He was in the back. Everybody else is, whatever, doing what they do. And he was like, yeah, I'm good. And I remember he told me, he said, whatever that kid did in the first game, I'm going to have that in the first half. The confidence to say that, Jimmy, was like, man, I just watched you miss 19 shots in a row. Like, you can't coach that. You can't duplicate that. Either you have that or not. It's one thing to talk of it, but it's another thing to go out there every night and do it, because you're playing against the very best players in the world. I was so impressed with the 20th shot when he finally made a shot. because I remember what he said. He was like, "Okay, B, I'm good now." I'm looking around like this, like, what game did he say? Like, man, you just missed the last 19 shots. And he was like, "Okay, I got it now." You know?